It is the biggest question on everybody's mind this month. Who will win the 2022 FIDE Candidates Tournament and challenge world champion Magnus Carlsen for the crown? Whether you're looking to learn more about each player, borrow talking points for your favorite to win, or share your counter perspective in the comments, I have provided the case for each player, listed in descending order by classical rating. The 2022 FIDE Candidates Tournament runs from June 16th through July 7th. This event is the most important of the year as 8 of the world's best players gather to fight for a chance to play for the World Championship title in 2023. Liren, the king. He is the world number 2 with a rating of 2,806 and the only player in the field with a current rating over 2,800. Judging by his rating and his dominant tournament performances in the last few months, he is one of the big favorites to win. The world number 2 qualified this year despite numerous obstacles. Needing to play 26 games before May, he proved what he was made of by finishing first in every over-the-board tournament he's played in this year, the Hangzhou Quadruple Round Robin, a 6-game match against GM Wei Yi, currently world number 22, and finally the second Hangzhou Asian Games qualifier. With these recent successes and surely the desire to make up for the last candidates, we can expect to see a motivated like never before Ding. Alireza Firouzja, the Prodigy. GM Alireza Firouzja is the youngest player in the field at only age 18. He will turn 19 on the second day of the candidates, but don't let this fool you. He is arguably the most talented player in the history of the game and has been focusing on virtually nothing but preparing for this tournament since his qualification in 2021. The youngest player to ever break 2,800 and the world number 3 is at the moment the greatest representative of the Alpha Zero generation. Thus, Firouzja has a strong shot at winning the tournament, and I'll also add that even if he does not, he will likely return and win one in the future. Fabiano Caruana, the Theoretician. An obvious case can be made for someone who has already won a previous candidates tournament. After having won the candidates in 2018, this will be his 4th appearance at this elite event, making him one of the most experienced players in this format. Caruana is one of the clear favorites to win. Considering he would have been the world number 1 for the entirety of 2018 to 2021 if Carlsen went around, among other points, the case for this one is a softball. His highest live rating was 2,851.3, a number that nobody but Kasparov and Carlsen has ever been able to approach. He almost overtook Carlsen by rating in 2018, by the way, being rated 2,832 and only 3 points lower than the world champion at the time. He has been number 2 for longer than anyone else in this field. He first achieved it in 2014, but he stayed the world's number 2 from 2018 all the way to 2021. The list of major tournaments he's won is larger than anyone else's in this field. Known for his prolific opening knowledge and innovations, you can expect him to put pressure on his opponents early with either color. If the stars align, the 3rd highest rated player in history will surely be a force to reckon with. Nepomniachtchi, the Fast, and the Furious. GM Nepomniachtchi is probably best known these days for having just played Carlsen in the last World Championship match. He is also well known for his aggressive style and very quick calculation ability, sometimes winning games with close to all his time left on the clock. For the last challenger, the essential argument is pretty easy. He's done it before and he can do it again. One weakness that Carlsen and others have brought up in the past is Nepo's stamina in longer events. Indeed, the 2-time Russian champion started off his last bid for the world title very well but seemed to run out of energy after Game 6. Being split into 2 halves likely helped him win the last candidates tournament, admittedly. On the other hand, winning an event of this caliber under any circumstances is a lifetime achievement and a testament to the Nepo's strength. While his blunders from the 2021 World Chess Championship are still fresh on everyone's mind, a look at the previous candidates should fill Nepo's fans with hope. Rapport, the artist. GM Rapport has been known for many years for his strange opening choices. While this is his first candidates, his recent performance at the 2022 FIDE Grand Prix, where he finished second behind Nakamura, instills great hopes for his fans. The recently Romanian player is arguably the most creative and unpredictable player in the field, and he'll be impossible to prepare against. We can expect some of the most exciting openings in the event to be in his games, and some careful preparation and a bit of luck can potentially lead to wins over his esteemed opponents. Hikaru Nakamura, the streamer. GM Hikaru Nakamura needs no introduction. With his illustrious career in both professional chess and streaming, he is one of the most recognizable names in the game. While many know him as a streamer today rather than as a full-time professional player. While there's a long list of tournaments he's finished first in, the most convincing one for my case has to be his first place finish in the 2022 FIDE Grand Prix, despite being the 10th seed going in. In a tournament where second place is as good as last, if what matters most is the chance at playing for the world title, we can expect fighting chess from the 5-time US champion. Despite some of his blasé statements about the candidates, I literally don't care, he delivered gold in the Grand Prix. Jan-Krzysztof Duda, Carlsen's Kryptonite. GM Jan-Krzysztof Duda is the second youngest player in this candidates tournament at age 24, the younger player being Firouzja. But he is not to be underestimated. The young Polish Grandmaster qualified for this tournament by defeating Carlsen and then defeating Prodigy in the final of the 2021 World Cup. While he is the last seed in the event by rating, a rapidly improving young player like this one should never be written off, especially when he's been performing well in tournaments leading up to the candidates. He ended the world champion's 125-game unbeaten streak, still the record, that spanned nearly 3 years. Duda has proven himself to be a world-class player in several recent tournaments. He has become quite the sweetheart in Poland recently, and surely his country's support, as well as his mother's, will propel him to continue the momentum forward. Teimour Radjabov, the Pragmatist. GM Teimour Radjabov sat out of the 2020 to 2021 candidates due to COVID concerns. But as the oldest, most experienced player in the field at the age of 35, he's looking to avenge his previous candidate's absence and punch his ticket to the world title match. Admittedly, Radjabov has a reputation for being very solid and safe. He's caught a fair share of criticism from Carlsen himself and others on social media for taking a spot from someone else supposedly more deserving. In a tournament this long, a player cannot normally expect to blast through the field. Stability will win out in this marathon. Many other candidates in this field have already surprised us simply by qualifying for the event, and surely the Azerbaijani may have a surprise of his own. Who are you rooting for in the 2022 FIDE Candidates Tournament? Let me know in the comments below.